Uh, Now that Liverpool is struggling with injuries, do you believe we're about to see the game of two biggest title contenders in the Premier League this season, meaning Tottenham and Manchester City?
Well, I think it's a big problem for Liverpool to have so many injuries, and injuries of key players, really key players, especially in the defense. And this is going to be an issue and a problem for Klopp. But I think he also would like that challenge, so he can try to come up with a solution for it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, and the other teams are going to try to take advantage of it and try to win the games or explore the areas where that players are missing. It's going to give advantage for Spurs as well, as you mentioned, because I think maybe, just maybe, this is the year where Spurs finally can win something if they continue the way they play so far.
Okay. I've read your interview and comments recently about Son Heung-min and the Tottenham situation overall, but you haven't mentioned Harry Kane. What do you think of him this season? How has he progressed maybe as a playmaker? I mean, he's not a pure striker anymore, I guess. He's more of a playmaker nowadays. So how do you think he's coping? How well do you think he's playing and so on?
I think Harry Kane has never been a typical center forward, number 9, because he has that quality of dropping deep, dropping back, and getting the ball, and then give it to the players who are more faster than him, who are going around the wings. He's always been playing like this, but this season particularly, he's getting even more into that role of number 10, if you want. And he's doing fantastic. I mean, sometimes he's on the level of Kevin De Bruyne in a way of passing the ball, giving the assist, that way that you didn't expect from a typical center forward. And his partnership with Son, I mean, it's unbelievable. They know each other so well, and it's joy to watch them when they pass each other. Hopefully, Gareth Bale can be put into that in that position to play with them more often, and then you have probably one of the best attacking force in the Premier League.
What if you played with Harry Kane? What if you were a pure 9 role and he would play as a 10? How many goals do you think that partnership would score?
Well, we will be rotating because we both like to drop deep. I remember I always like to go back and get the ball, just feel the ball, touch it, 1 touch, 2 touch, and then give a pass to some of my teammates. And when you have someone like Harry Kane, he's always going to be a pleasure to play with because he's not selfish. He always going to give you the ball when you're in a better position. He's always going to give it to you if you have a chance to score, which is I like a lot because in the end you play for the same team.
Mm-hmm. It's been a year since Mourinho took over Spurs. How do you rate his job so far, and which areas do you think he could improve Spurs even more?
Well, it's been now 1 year in charge for Mourinho at Spurs, and if we are judging him now in this moment, they are second in the league, so he's doing great, obviously. But the only thing I think they need to keep up and don't let go is that consistency factor. The consistency that Spurs are lacking so much in the past season. If they keep the consistency factor going and produce good game, it doesn't matter how much they score, because 1 goal, 1-0 is 3 points, 6-0 is also 3 points. And as long as they continue with the consistency and concentration and don't let stupid goals, then they'll have a real chance to be the winners this season. And Mourinho will be judged in the end probably by the trophy he won. If he's going to win any with Spurs, that we wait and see. But I really think this season is an open season, and I think Spurs have a real chance to do something special.
Is the chance bigger than in 2016 when, in the end, Leicester City won the title?
Well, Leicester City is first now as well. So imagine that happening again. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. But I would like to see something unpredictable happen. Like now the table is with Leicester, with Spurs at the second place. Southampton is high in the table. I would like to see these kind of teams push up even higher than the table. And that's why I say, because Liverpool have so many problems with injuries, Man City, in my opinion, have their own problem and not producing special games. So this may be the season where we can see a surprise.
What about your other team, Manchester United? What do you think about their performances so far this season, especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? What do you think about Paul Pogba's situation as well?
There is always going to be a debate about if Ole is the right man for the position, which I feel really unfair, because in the end he have the support of the directors. He's doing a job that, of course, needs to be better in a way that, if you can see where United are in the position in the table, it's not good for them. I mean, it's not good for a team as United. Yes, and again, they have this kind of a season. The consistency with them again is not there. Concentration is not there because they're leaking sometimes stupid goals. You have, like you mentioned, that problem with, I don't know if it's a problem, but you have that situation with Pogba where sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't play. When he plays, people ask more from him. And I know that he knows that he needs to produce better games because he have the quality, but for the moment it's not working out. And overall, this sum up the season of United so far. I mean, it's ups and downs, good games sometimes, more bad games. It's a long season, just 8 games have passed so far. So hopefully, we all hope that in the end, they're all going to be up into the table.
Yeah. How do you rate the transfer markets of both, let's say, Manchester United and Tottenham, right? Tottenham have brought Højbjerg, Reguilon, and Gareth Bale as well. On the other side, Manchester United brought Donny van de Beek, whom a lot of people question whether they really needed him or not.
I think if we judge by the league position of both teams, we'll say that Spurs are doing really well because they are second in the league. I think their new recruits are producing good football for the moment, and the results speak for themselves. The situation with Van de Beek, I'm very surprised, and I'm very sorry for the boy, because I like him a lot as a football player. He is very young. He's playing for the national team. He used to play for Ajax, and he was a major player there. And I'm surprised as anyone that he doesn't play more games. And I said it many times in the past when United was connected with him, and then when he bought him, I was thinking that he's going to start every game and play in every game because he have the quality. So far, it's not happening. And then people will start asking questions, like what you said. They don't need him. Which, if he doesn't play, then the player is going to be unhappy. Then he's going to start to get irritated, angry. Then he's going to start asking questions, and you don't want that.
Yeah. Another question I'm going to ask you about the international break we just had. A lot of people, a lot of players returned with injuries, returned with positive COVID tests, and so on. How do you think this overall situation is impacting football? And a lot of players are already speaking that UEFA and FIFA, such big organizations, are treating footballers like gladiators, basically. What do you think about this?
Well, I was a football player. I know that the worst thing that football player can have is an injury, because when you're injured, everything is black for you, because your boys, your friends are going out to train, to play, and you don't do anything. But football is business. Football is business. What can I say? Football is money, TV rights, games, more money, more TV rights. That's why at least maybe they can get that rule with 5 substitution. Then you have more option on the bench. Then you can save your players, so you don't have as much as injuries. The COVID situation is not helping because nobody is insured. You can always get sick, and then you need to miss a couple of games. And it's a complicated situation, but in the end, everybody should work together for the better of football.
Thanks a lot. It's a huge compliment from our country of Georgia. We've seen you play, and we loved you while you played for Manchester, Tottenham, and Bayer Leverkusen as well. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.